is going on, everyone? Sean back here again with another rapid review. This time I'm here to talk about a very fun one. All I can say before I dive into this, say the title, is it's humans versus vampires. We lost the war the first time and now we're back. Anyways, this is a comic called Reactor, which was published by Vault Comics, written by Donny Cates, who, incidentally, Donny Cates has written what is right now my all-time favorite comic story ever, and that was God Country, that was published through Image. I've got a review on that channel here. I'll be sure to leave a link in the description so that you can go back and check that out. So, instantly seeing his name on the front of the book, or actually when I got the book, because I actually bought this from our comic book shopping network. They had a sale, and for once I was actually off and actually able to participate in the sale and able to buy some items. Well, they happen to have issues 1 through 3 of this, and they put the cover up and I saw Kate's name on it and I was like, I know that name. I really liked God Country. So one of those where if you like a writer, or if you've really liked a book that they've written, give another book that they've done a shot, because chances are you probably will like it again, because they have their writing styles. So that is definitely the case with this book. It opens up, the very first picture is just this ominous pale face, blue eyes. If you've ever watched the TV show The IT Crowd, there's an episode where there's a guy that that used to be a big hotshot salesman, that he kind of turned into this like goth emo look, and he's got this same kind of black hairdo, he's got the blue eyes, and you always see him talking like this in the episode, and it's utterly, you need to watch it, it's hilarious.
Last night I was stirred from my slumber by a crow calling 3 times.
And anyway, but that's just a side rant. But that's basically what this opening face reminds me of. But that is of the main character, Polly Lehan. The gist of the book is, many moons ago, humans and vampires had a giant war on Earth, and basically humanity got their butts kicked. And they decided to pack up on a bunch of ships and leave Earth. Well, before they do, or they make sure that when they get up into space, they nuke all of Earth. Well, they figure that this would have destroyed all the vampires. Nah. What it did was it just cloaked the Earth in darkness, and the vampires survived and evolved. What they ended up doing is, after a while, they sent back Polly, because she was supposed to go back with a team, and I guess like this giant mech suit that they call Weep, and just eradicate the vampires so that humanity can come home. So it comes out, she's giving this big old speech to, a group of humans. That's kind of a little bit of the twist of the book, is they thought that all humans got on the spaceships and they all left. Well, wrong. There were some that were forgotten and left behind. I'll come back to that here in a little bit when I talk about the end of the book. So she's trying to, like the rally cry, the big speech to get you ready to go for a big fight, because they're going to attack the lair of, I guess, the king, the vampire king. And you get Polly doing this. You see her like second in command. His name is Randolph, and his 2 daughters named Reek and Woe. And the one of the daughters is absolutely hilarious, and she's actually inside the mech suit. And so you flash forward a little bit, they're attacking everything. Actually, let me back that up real quick. So right before the attack is actually a hilarious thing. It's 2 vampires talking. They're talking about Star Wars, and he's like, well, how can this be the original trilogy when this is episode 4? They've already had 3 that happened before this, blah blah blah. So he's talking about this, and so he goes, well, they did do the other 3. They came back and made them later. Well, were they any good? And blah blah blah. That kind of conversation you have with people. And right when they were like, yeah, it really is, I liked it, and then boom, it's a freaking rocket and everything from the mech suit, and swap pages over, and it's this big battle outside. And pretty early on, the battle goes on, but kind of pretty early on, or right in the middle of it, the vampires fire something, and it just takes the mech suit out. And then what follows is actually a little bit of hilariousness. So the daughter's like, "Oh, you done effed up, blah, blah, blah." Jumps out, she's got 2 machine guns, and just starts going nuts on these guys. And then she's trying to brag about it to everybody. She's like, "Did you see that I had 2 machine guns hidden in there with me, and I just came out, blam, and this and that, and whatnot." And then, so they keep trying to fight, and it comes to a point where they're not going to win this battle. Well, all of a sudden, I guess there's a ship, the vampires that's there, and they're pretty much like, oh, it's a bomber, as they call it. And all of a sudden, it gets blown up. You're like, what? They're all like, what the F? What happened? They don't see anything. Well, Polly kind of figures it out after a second, she goes and realizes that it's cloaked ships. Well, she had said before everything started that, the government or whoever was sending help to Earth from their new home. But she really even kind of didn't believe it. And so when the ship's uncloaked, she's like, oh, wow, they really did do this. And then that kind of basically is the end of the battle. Well, and it flash forwards to the end of the thing, and the president of all of the human race, he's the leader, is this little immortal 10-year-old kid named Dom O'Connor. And Dom is playing around the golf. How freaking ironic is that? An Irishman playing golf. At least when I hear the name O'Connor, that's kind of what I think in my head. Well, he knew about the humans that got left behind. And that's the whole conversation between him and, I guess, an assistant or something like that. They can't let, everybody know that they knew about people being left behind, because that would cause, an uprising, riots, mass hysteria, etc., etc. So what it really was is he didn't send the ships back to help Polly. He sent them back there to eradicate everybody. And that's basically right where the book ends. Now, this is a 4-issue miniseries. In the sale, I got 1 through 3, so I'm going to read 2 and 3. I am on the hunt for 4. So if anybody, any of my tots out there in Totland, if you know where issue 4 is, where I can find it, if you have it and you're willing to sell it, let me know in the comments. Or direct message us on our Instagram page. We do have a link down in the description of the video. Let me know in case I haven't found it, and that way I can go ahead and buy it. Because, again, Donny Cates, for me, this is 2 books in a row where I've really, really enjoyed the story and the style of his writing. So I want to complete this, and then I'm going to start looking for more of his comics so that I can read, because he's quickly kind of become one of my favorite writers. Anyways, that is all I've got for this week. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later.